I was joking when we first started this morning and wondered if we could hire Joel Osteen to come be our audiovisual person, because after all, that's the way he started. But yes, it is. And he studied at the University of Houston in audiovisuals and went to work for his dad, filming his services. So if anyone would like to become a future Joel Osteen and start out with the audiovisuals, you're more than welcome to join us. But thank you again for being here this morning. And as we've said each Sunday, this month has been Friendship Month, and we've been sharing the love and sharing the light as we go along. And today we're going to talk about utilizing your invisible power. Now remember when a moment ago when we said the Declaration of Principle, we said that we believed that there was a creative intelligence operating throughout the universe and that we could use it. And so we're going to talk about that power or that force. And so I'd like to start it off with, may the force be with you. Okay? That's the power that's within you, the force that it will be with you. Because we all have access to this invisible power, which really leads us and immediately taps into that field of unlimited possibilities that are there for us. And David read a reading that said that everything is created twice, once in the mind and then once in form. And we've already introduced you to this power this month, and which taps into that field of possibilities. But today we're going to really lay claim to the full potential of using that power and that force. So to set the stage for it, I want to tell you a story. And it is a true story. And then I want to offer you some thoughts so that you can make some comments or some comments that have been made about this story before. But the setting is in the mid-1400s in Italy. And there were, sculptors were commissioned to create a series of 12 large biblical figures for a cathedral in Florence, Italy. And it took over 60 years to get the first two of the statues completed. And in 1464, the artist Agostino de Duccio was commissioned to sculpt the third. Now, if you don't think my Italian's very good, that's okay. You can pronounce it the way you want to. But a giant block of marble was mined and brought all the way from the quarry to the northern Tuscany for the piece that he was going to sculpt. And through a great amount of effort and extreme expense, it took to bring that piece of marble there. And De Duccio spent 2 years on the project, but he did not get very far. Now, he only had begun shaping the legs, feet, and the figure of the figure when, and I quote, his association with the project ceased. Now, in the words of the Wikipedia, where I picked up this story, I'd say that he was fired because he wasn't making the progress that he needed to make. Well, a year later, in 1467, another artist, Antonio Rossellino, was commissioned to take up where De Duccio left off. However, Rossellino did not get very far either before he was fired and the project was abandoned. Now, it wasn't abandoned for just a few months. It was, or even a few years. Rather, it was abandoned for 25 years. And for 25 years, that huge block of marble lay neglected and deteriorating in the yard of the cathedral workshop. And then in 1501, the authorities were determined to find an artist who could take the large piece of marble, which they called the Giant, and turn it into a finished work of art. And they ordered it to be raised on its feet so that a master experienced in this kind of work might be able to examine it in further detail and be able to express their opinion about what the future could be for it. So many artists were consulted on this project, including Leonardo da Vinci. But it was a young artist, only 26 years old, who convinced the church authorities to give him the commission. And on August the 16th, 1501, Michelangelo was given the official contract, and he soon began carving the statue. And he worked on the massive biblical hero for 3 years, and in 1504, David was complete. Now, although Michelangelo was an artistic genius with many capabilities, he considered sculpting to be the highest form of art because, among other reasons, he believed it mimicked divine creation. Now, meaning he worked under the premise that David was already in the block of marble, of stone, just waiting to be seen and revealed. And his job was simply to chisel away that which was not David. And about that block of stone, Michelangelo said, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free."